Well, my mom's a widow and used to have 3 people and 1 dog, but now it's just 2 people.
He actually promised me he would play Nintendo with me tomorrow, but that tomorrow never happened.
He wasn't my real dad. But he was better than my real dad.
I didn't even get to say bye-bye to my dad. Neither did Mom.
Life involves death. Learning to cope with loss does not come naturally to everyone, and unresolved grief can be destructive. Solace House teaches children, individuals, and families ways to move through and beyond the pain of grief, facing the future with courage and optimism.
I was in revenge mode. I mean, my sister had just been murdered and, left for dead. It was brutal.
She went to sleep one night on the couch and literally suffocated.
I don't really remember anything about her because I was so young, and I didn't even really remember her. I didn't even know her.
Lizzie was 9, and Chrissy 7, and Vicky was 3.
Now I wish I knew her.
I'm having lunch, and I received a call from my cousin, and he had told me my sister had been murdered. She was shot and found dead in the middle of the street.
You go to bed one night and thinking that everything is okay, or as far as you know, and you wake up the next morning and it's not. It's changed.
My primary concern was for my niece, now daughter, who was 5 years old at the time, and was just thinking, what happened to her? What happened to her world?
I was just crying like every night, and it was pretty hard.
Solace House is the only nonprofit grief center for the more than 2 million people in the greater Kansas City community.
The support that I received from Solace House was a blessing. If I did not have that, I feel, I know, I would have been drunk in a gutter someplace.
He was really sad for a while, and so I thought I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if I would get a new mom. There was a lot of thoughts that would go around, and I wasn't sure how he would do.
Part of my resistance to attending Solace House was because I was still wanting to, get revenge. Well, now revenge is no longer a part of my vocabulary. Now it's grieving.
Coping, I guess you just do it.
When I was grieving, I had no place to turn until my wife pointed me down the path of Solace House. I put my ego on the shelf and embraced what it means to be humble and came to a group.
Solace House serves anyone seeking support following the death of a loved one, regardless of their ability to pay.
Unfortunately, what ties everyone together is grief. However, fortunately, that's what ties everyone together.
You kind of form this common bond, and for me, it was an outlet to just have someone that I could talk to and say, you know what, I'm hurting.
There were people who went through the same thing that I did, either lost a really good friend or a dad or even a mom. And maybe they were a little bit older, but they knew what I was going through, but some of my friends didn't know. And it really helped to share my feelings and talk.
After a while, it got to a point where she looked forward to coming to Solace House. I would ask her, what is it about Solace House that you like? And she said, other kids there cry like me.
It just helps you through what you're going through.
It was very consistent, it was very routine, which is so needed through the entire grieving process.
Coming to Solace House taught me how to communicate those things, like, mommy's in your heart, or if you want to cry, come cry in my arms. And those are things that have helped me become a better person, because now when my daughter does feel the need to cry in my arms, it gives me an outlet, an opportunity to cry, and after we're done, I feel better, she feels better.
There's sometimes how I'm very sad and I start to cry, but I think of how Solace House helped me, and I just remember about all the stuff that we went through, and I remember it's okay. And if I wasn't at Solace House, I'd probably still be very, very sad.
Solace House provides individual and group support, helping to rebuild lives and honor memories.
That day was the start of a journey that, to this day, we are still on. But the good news is that there's brightness at the end of that journey.
You know, we look at where we were 4 years ago versus where we are today. You know, things are a lot better, and we have inner peace and peace of mind, because now we know that all those issues we were dealing with and all the grieving we were experiencing, you know what, it's okay. It's okay to grieve, and it's okay to grieve around strangers. It's okay to tell people you're hurting. It's okay to reach out to people.
I have been able to love again. The girls now have a mom that they can call mom.
I just feel free, and like I can grieve, I can cry, I can do whatever I want, because Solace House has made me understand that it's okay to do those things.
Eventually, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, eventually you'll see the door, and eventually you'll be able to get through it.